Bettina Boyd Duckett. My mother read the name Bettina in a book when she was pregnant with me. And my sisters' names all start with the letter B also. And my nickname is Tina. I was born November 6, 1958 in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Boyd name is a Scottish name. My mom and dad were both born and raised in Murray, Kentucky, and we moved as a family to Athens, Georgia when my dad got a better paying job at University of Georgia. And I married a man from Gainesville, Georgia, and that's why I'm here. Favorite thing to do when I was a child was watching my grandmother make biscuits, homemade biscuits. I did experience some racism when I was growing up because my best friends were Darla and Charla Moss. They were half black and half white, and my parents wouldn't let them come over to go trick-or-treating or to spend the night, but it was okay for me to go to their house. My favorite holiday is I don't really have one now since my mother passed away. I used to celebrate every holiday when my mother was alive, but we especially liked to get together for Thanksgiving. The world event that had the most impact on me when I was growing up was 9/11. My sister's birthday is 9/11, and we have both policemen and firemen in our family, and also a Marine. Our typical family tradition was all to sit down at supper time and eat together as a family. And my mother always did the cooking. My favorite meal is pot roast and spaghetti. I have 2 children, and why I chose their names, because at the time, my son was born in 1978, and you didn't hear the name Joshua a whole lot, and so I really liked that name, and so that's what I named him. And then 2 years later, my daughter was born, and I always liked the name Cameron, and for a girl, but all during school, she was always called Cameron, and it was always spelled wrong. But luckily, they got her high school diploma spelled right after all the years of them spelling it wrong. My proudest moment as a parent was giving birth to my children. My family enjoyed watching sports together when the kids were playing them, but we still liked watching the University of Georgia playing. My favorite place to travel to was England. We lived in England for a year when I was 12 because my dad took a sabbatical leave, and that was a very neat place to go. They spoke the language, which was really nice, and it was just different from being in America. The opinion that the people had of me over there was they liked the way I talked, and of course I liked the way they talked. I thought it was pretty cool. The accomplishments that I'm most proud of for myself are my children and the way that I raised them. My earliest memory of my granddaughter Logan, was I was the first one to hold her after she was born, and then that was it. We've had a bond ever since then. Of all the things, and we do things together as much as we can because we're best friends. I taught her how to drive, which was very important to her, and it was very important to me, and plus we had a blast doing it. Of all the things that I learned from my parents, what was the most valuable thing that I learned was love. The thing that I know about my family surname, my last name, is it is Scottish, but it was named from the island of Bute in Scotland. The physical characteristics that run in my family are height, blue eyes, and big feet. That's for the girls. The special heirlooms that we had are quilts. the stories that have come down to me from my parents and grandparents is they lived on a farm and they grew tobacco. The one piece of advice that I would give Logan is never turn your back on your loved ones. And the one thing I want people to remember me about is my personality and my blue eyes and how nice I am to other people no matter what.